3 seasons ago, Zion Williamson was taken with the #1 overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft. Now, Zion was hyped up to be one of the best players in our generation, and a lot of people thought that as soon as he entered the NBA, he was going to be a special talent. And I think a lot of people, including myself, honestly assumed that Zion Williamson was going to come into the NBA and just dominate straight up. Now, yes, he did have one flaw, which was his weight, but we all thought that that was going to be taken care of. I mean, when you have NBA caliber training facilities, don't you think that you should be able to take care of your weight on top of some of the best medical professions in the world? And because Zion Williamson was so hyped up, the media loved to talk about him and he got all this praise and a lot of people had their eyes on him. However, 3 years later, people don't even remember the 2019 NBA draft as the Zion draft. Instead, it's more remembered for Ja Morant, which is very justifiable because Ja Morant is playing like an MVP this season. But if we compare Zion Williamson and Ja Morant and what's going on with them, things are very different. I mean, even if we compare the fact that no one thought that Ja Morant was going to be as good as he was, it seems like the NBA has given up on Zion Williamson and whether he's going to be at all what people hyped him up to be. So in today's video, I want to talk about why the NBA gave up on Zion Williamson. Of course, before I get into the content, if you guys to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if your notifications on. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, and your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into the video. Today's video is brought to you by Manscaped.com. We're going to talk about them later on in the video. I think it's no secret that the NBA and the media and all different platforms have this very weird cycle. It's where a player is about to get drafted or does get drafted into the NBA and he's the #1 target for media publicity. For example, if you see jokes about LaMelo Ball always being on SportsCenter and Bleacher Report and House of Highlights, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Each season, the NBA media picks a player that they want to be talked about the most. For example, in the 2017 NBA draft, a lot of people wanted Lonzo Ball to be the main person to talk about. And as we all know, Lonzo Ball wasn't even the best player in that draft. And I think it's safe to say when you're the most viral athlete at the time in basketball and all people are talking about is how Zion Williamson is going to do, I think it's safe to say that the NBA media is going to pick you up. And Zion didn't really have any flaws. He was a good, genuine person. He was dominant on the basketball court. His game was flashy, but at the same time, it was also efficient, which is why in the 2019 NBA draft when he was selected, a lot of people expected good things. In these past couple seasons, he's dealt with injuries and weight issues. A lot of people think that the injuries are involving his weight issues and they kind of tie together. Now, a lot of NBA YouTubers such as myself have talked about Zion and his weight situation so many times, so I'm not even going to really cover that in this video. However, I would like to note, and I did say this at the beginning of the video, but Zion Williamson's weight was the biggest problem in his game. Statistically, he was going to be the biggest pound for pound player in the NBA. Now, what I think is so interesting is statistically last season and even in his rookie season, he was a very efficient player. And the thing is that Zion Williamson technically hasn't been a bad NBA player. However, he's not doing flashy dunks and a lot of people really just haven't been paying attention to him. The Pelicans also haven't been winning, so I think that's definitely a big reason why not a whole lot of people are even watching him, let alone talking about him. And with all the casual fans out there and the NBA media not talking about you, it's clear that a lot of people aren't going to focus on your efficient play, but just your flashy dunks. Realistically, I don't think ESPN would have been talking about him as much if he was just an efficient player. However, Zion Williamson was a high flyer player. He's someone that could dunk and do all these crazy moves and had all these viral moments. So while I think that the flashy dunks are cool and all, I think the main reason why we should be talking about him is because of his efficient play. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really heard a whole lot of people talking about, oh, the Pelicans are going to be good when Zion gets back. And the last time I heard about Zion is when we were making fun of his weight, but no one's been talking about how good of a player he actually is and when he does return how deadly he's gonna be. Now, I'm not a bodybuilder, I don't know a whole lot about the human body, so I'm not gonna tell you that Zion should lose like 50 pounds, but I will say I think it's important that he at least gets in good shape. Now, I've been hearing a lot of trade rumors go on that do involve the Pelicans, but it's mostly trying to pair Zion Williamson with an all-star player, which is high-key disrespectful to Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram is an all-star caliber player. If they mean another one, that's cool because that would make a big three in New Orleans, but they weren't exactly talking about Brandon Ingram, so I guess they're gonna assume that Brandon Ingram doesn't have that much value. Because I would like to mention right now that Brandon Ingram is easily the best player in New Orleans right now. Even if Zion was in good shape and came back tomorrow, I think for a while Brandon Ingram would still hold that title. Now, I do have kind of a trade idea that I think would really change Zion Williamson's career. Now, before we discuss this trade idea, let's hear a word from our local sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Manscaped.com, the #1 brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. With Valentine's Day being about 2 weeks, Manscaped is here to get you the perfect package for your perfect person. They have a variety of products like their Performance Package 4.0, which comes with a variety of Manscaped products that you are going to enjoy. Now, Manscaped just released this brand new 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which is super clutch in the shower. You could also stick with the classics and go with the Lawnmower 4.0. Now, what I love about Manscaped is that they have unisex products. So whether you're a guy or a girl, you can use these products, which is why this is perfect for a Valentine's Day gift. You could also go with something small like the Crop Preserver. I love this product. And if y'all want a discount, use code Spex. That'll get you 20% off and international free shipping. Guys, that's code Spex for 20% off and international free shipping. Thank you so much to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now, I think it's no secret that Zion to the Knicks has been a very hyped up trade talk, especially with the fact that RJ Barrett and Cameron Reddish are currently on the Knicks. And it's not the reason why people think that he should go to the Knicks is, oh, because, you know, New York is such a high market, but for the fact that Zion, Cameron Reddish, and RJ Barrett were teammates at Duke. Zion himself even said he was cool with going to New York when it came to the NBA draft. Now, somehow the Pelicans got the #1 overall pick, even though they had a really low chance to get it. But now, if we take a look at the New York Knicks, they're not really having that much success. However, they have been better ever since that 2019 draft. RJ Barrett definitely has panned out, but he hasn't been as good as a lot of people thought. Now, who could the New York Knicks give up to get Zion Williamson? Well, that would be New York Knicks Julius Randle. Now, a lot of people think this might be a bad trade, but I want to remind you guys that a lot of people thought that Julius Randle was actually good last season. I've been saying for a while, I think Julius Randle is mad overrated. Julius Randle also has been going through a little bit of a slump, not only in the playoffs last season, but even this season. I'm starting to think this isn't a slump, he's just not good. I would also like to remind you guys that last night he did unfollow the Knicks on Twitter, so it seems like he's not exactly happy there. Now, nothing has officially came out about him wanting to request a trade or him already requesting a trade, but I think a Julius Randle and Zion trade would make a lot of sense. Julius Randle's trade value is starting to go down and Zion's has basically plummeted. Now, Zion's trade value plummeted for a good reason due to all the injuries going on and us not even really being sure how good he's gonna be when he returns. And if Julius Randle doesn't even want to play on the Knicks, what's stopping both of those teams from trying to make a trade for their said players? The NBA gave up on Zion, and that's no secret, but I really do believe that if Zion Williamson was traded to the Knicks, that the hype would be brought back up. In the comment section below, I want you to tell me, if Zion Williamson were to get traded to the Knicks, do you guys think that he'd be a better player? Statistically, I think he would either stay the same or get a little better, but I don't think he would really break through. However, when you look at the fact that according to a lot of sources that Zion doesn't even want to be there, I think it's just better if you were to get traded. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys do leave a like on this and subscribe to the channel if you're new and notifications on. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day. Take care. Peace.